found the key of oneness which can lead things towards the flaming doors of ecstasy. Savitri is in possession of that key, the key of identification with all. But that is not going to help her immediately. Although she has got the key in her hand of oneness in her soul with the soul of everyone here in this world, in this creation, although she has that key with her, it is not going to help her immediately. Though there is the golden key to open the flaming gates, that key, that golden key is not going to be effective, is not going to be operative, because it is hard to persuade the change of earth nature. It's hard to persuade earth nature's change. There is a kind of an obstinacy in the earth's nature, and therefore, although she has got the key with her, she cannot easily, immediately persuade the change of earth's nature. As long as death is present, that earth nature will remain always as it is. Death is a habit of this nature, and it is hard to persuade to remove that habit, to change that habit, and therefore the golden key does not become effective. So if the golden key has to be operative, what Savitri has to do is to remove that death. As long as death is present, things are always going to be difficult. If death is the cause of falsehood in this world, then truth cannot be present here. Truth cannot live here in the presence of death. In order that death be eliminated, the immortal must accept the lot of the mortal. Savitri, the incarnate force here, the immortal, she must accept the lot of the mortal. She must bear the law of pain and suffering. Savitri must bear the law of pain and suffering. She must face the calamitous destiny of the earthly life. She must put on life's obscure terrestrial robe. She must wear the obscure robe of this world upon herself. But plunging into the deep, obscure past, by this fall, she has to rise yet to greater heights. She has to plunge into this obscurity. It is a fall for her. From here, she has to rise to greater heights. That past is holding with it the death of Savitri's lover. The past is holding in its charge the death of Savitri's lover, and it is that which has to go away if her lover has to be free of death. Savitri is carrying the frightening knowledge of the death of her lover. She knows that it is death who is holding him back from her, and it is that which is keeping her away from the rest of the world. Although Savitri has the flaming key of oneness with everybody, it is yet not operative because of the death. Savitri is carrying the frightening knowledge of the death of her lover, and it is that which is keeping her away from the rest of the world. The world, knowing not her grief, the world is not aware of the grief Savitri is carrying with her, the death of her lover, knowing not their own grief also. They do not know what grief they are carrying with them. Nor is it going to be of any avail for Savitri to share her grief with others. She is aware of the grief she is having in her soul about the death of her lover. None knows about it. And she also knows that even if it is made known to others, they will not be at all in a position to help her in any way. It is not going to be of any avail to share that grief with the world. She has to rather share the grief of the world, her grief that need not be made known to others, with a near and dear one, not even with a lover and husband. On the day of death, Savitri is going to be alone, facing death. Absolutely alone, necessarily alone. She has to be necessarily alone so that there is no interference in her work from any source. Necessarily alone in the deep forest. Her rendezvous with death is lonely. She and death, they are face to face, confronting the problem of life here in terms of its occult implications. This is important that Savitri should be alone. Savitri should be alone. Not only important from the point of view of any interference coming from others, but also from the point of view of her facing death with a full strength. Full strength. Her strength alone, her divine strength alone. No other help, neither the help of nature, nor the help of people around, nor the help of the gods is going to be of any avail to her. And she would not even like their participation in it, because what is required is, it is her full original Shakti, her original power, that must come forward and meet death. That is important. In terms of its occult implications, this is necessary. Savitri gives that knowledge of death entirely to herself. Necessarily, she gives it entirely to herself. In life, as humans, we will not be able to bear if something calamitous is told to us beforehand. We are not really prepared to bear any calamitous in our life. There is required a kind of a yogic preparation to possess that knowledge and keep that knowledge within yourself and make that as a dynamic strength for action when the moment arrives. That is the uniqueness of Savitri. It is an act already full of yogic realizations. But Savitri is an act of realization, yogic realization. This realization, yogic realization, she already must have had. She is before now a great yogini. She is already a great yogini. Savitri has to bear herself that dreadful knowledge. What tremendous capacity, what exceptional power Savitri has, exceptional, that she can bear that dreadful knowledge in her soul. Not to know the future is an act of supreme grace for us, but for the prepared soul, for the soul of Savitri, it brings the power that can change the future. Savitri has that power in her. Savitri has to hide that future even from those whom she loves. This is an occult necessity. There should not be any interference, trace of any human element that can spoil the deep work she will be doing. But in the pragmatics of things, it is she who alone can dissolve it, who alone can dissolve the calamitous future. Dismiss what is fated, abolish what stands in the way. She alone can do that. She has to dissolve death or the void, dissolve the death or the void. She has to transform death by conquering the power which sustains death. Now has the moment arrived. But how is Savitri going to achieve it? How is she going to dissolve death, death to the void? How is it going to happen? How is she going to win victory over the power that snatches away her love? It is not the anguish of the mind by which Savitri suffers. It is not the anguish of the heart. It is the voiceless call of the body that is going to make Savitri rise to the occasion. Savitri is going to face death because it is a voiceless call from her body. It is the physical that heightens the issue, the physical pain, and the physical pain only. It is that which has the power to urge the strong soul to get ready. Savitri is urged to get ready because of the physical pain, nothing else. Physical pain becomes a prompter for her to do her work. It is not the mental, not the vital, not anything else, but the physical alone. And that is the fire test Savitri has to pass through. Earth and love and doom are around Savitri at the destined place and at the destined hour. They are standing like giant wrestlers. It is the do or die battle. Win or get defeated. Do or die battle. The ancient disputants, earth and love and doom, they are in the arena now, are poised to fight out the original question, the problem question, the question that was put to life at the very beginning of time. Savitri has to dissolve death, born of the void. She has to transform death by conquering the power which sustains death. How is Savitri going to achieve it? How is she going to win that victory? How is this going to happen? How is she going to win victory over the power that snatches her love from her? How is she going to win that victory? Certainly, it is not the conflict of mind, the agony of mind, the anguish of mind which would prompt Savitri to do that. It is not even the anguish of her heart. Perhaps it can be quietened down. The anguish of the mind can be answered out. It is the anguish of the physical, and for that Savitri has no answer immediately. Because it is there that Savitri has to conquer death in the physical. It is the voiceless call of the body that is going to make Savitri rise to the occasion, to meet death, to confront death, to win victory over death. It is the physical that heightens the issue, not the mental, not the vital. It is physical that heightens, that accentuates the issue. The physical pain and the physical pain only. It is that which is power to urge a strong soul, the soul of Savitri, to get ready for the occasion. Not the mental, not the vital, but the physical. That is the fire test for Savitri. In the presence of Savitri, the physical nature perceives the doors opening to the greatness ahead of them, ahead of it. Opening out for the greatness to step in. Time for that has come. Time for the opening out the doors for the entry of the greatness. That time has come. And Savitri is there now on the battlefield. Earth and love and doom are around Savitri at the destined place, at the destined hour. They are there. They are standing like giant wrestlers in the arena. It is the do or die battle. The ancient disputants are poised to fight out the original question, the problem question, the question that was put to life at the very beginning of time. And here is now the predestined noon. In it, the issue is going to be resolved. In it, love or death, that battle is going to be settled, is going to be decided once for all. But this battle is going to be decided, is going to be settled not for the sake of Savitri. Savitri is fighting this battle not for herself, for her own sake. The issue is going to be settled for the soul of the earth. Soul of the earth, God's chosen place. Earth, the darling of God. It is for her sake that the issue is going to be decided, is going to be settled. Savitri has to secure all for the soul of the earth. Savitri must do that, by which love triumphs over death. She must pick up her weapon of conquest. She must brandish the winner's sword. She makes her pang, her physical pang, a pang, mystic, poignant pang. She makes her pang a mystic, poignant sword to win all joy. Even as Savitri is ready, the great world mother rises in her. She now takes charge of everything. The great world mother rising in the soul of Savitri, it is now she who has taken the full charge, full control of all the actions which are going to follow. She is now the flaming warrior from the eternal peaks in her occult dynamism to smite from the face of death the dumb absolute. That flaming warrior is going to remove the dumb absolute which is covering the face, the death which is covering the absolute. It is that she is going to remove the smite that was behind him. The moment the dumb absolute is torn, is removed, the bounds of consciousness and time burst. They burst open. Consciousness and time, they burst open to infinite consciousness and eternal. It is the everlasting day that is then ushered in. Savitri is becoming a flaming warrior. That world mother seated in the soul of Savitri, she becoming the flaming warrior. It means the removal of all the obstacles on the path. It means the ushering in of the everlasting day.